use it. There's Facebook, which is for the college students and exclusively to college students, but then we've got MySpace, which is pretty much open to everybody. And so what you've got is people making friends, meeting friends. It's really a way for self-expression. You put music, your pictures, blogging, all kinds of interesting avenues for you to express who you are so people can get to know you.
Like we used to when we used to actually talk to each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Face to face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know, what's interesting, it cuts out a lot of the, I don't know, upfront time. My daughter said when she will be at a club meeting some friends, new friends, instead of having to give them all her phone numbers and email address, they could just literally go on MySpace and find information about her.
I'll be the good cop, he can be the bad cop. So what's the good parts of Facebook?
Well, the good parts is it does allow young people to meet each other in a very friendly environment. It allows them to express themselves. It's sort of it's reality TV on internet, though. And so it's a nice way for them to just, you know, get a feel for other people and really expand their horizons. That's the good part.
Well, I know MySpace, I mean, you've read some things about the negative side. I mean, does this have the negative side as well?
Well, there could be problems with it. There was recently a young girl, 14 years old, who met a 19-year-old man online and actually met him face-to-face. And there's a $30 million suit now underway for MySpace, so that's an issue. Young people need to be aware, though, that anyone can tap into these. You're supposed to be over 14 to go into them, but that doesn't always happen. There's no way to monitor it. And 18-year-olds and over are not allowed to communicate with people under 17. Once again, that's not monitored, so there's no way to check that. And what ends up happening is a lot of these young people are putting very personal information online, and it could jeopardize their future. It could keep them out of the good schools. A lot of colleges and universities are looking at their websites and going to MySpace to determine the type of young people they'll be bringing in schools. They could lose being on teams. Kids have been kicked off sports teams as a result. They've been arrested by things they're putting on. So they have to be very, very careful. Very careful.
And I don't know why I'm doing it, because I'd rather see them get caught. But to the predators out there, you think you may be talking to a 14-year-old, you might not be. All right, identity theft. Let's talk about that. How this has become such a big-ticket item right now, and it's such a scary thing, and how it could happen to anyone.
Right, right. You're looking at $1 billion losses as a result of this, and you've got 10 million Americans who are being, unfortunately, victims of identity theft. So it's a huge crime, and it's a huge issue. And the average person, if you do have your identity theft, you could lose up to 60 hours in your time trying to get, you know, secure again, and also $1,400 to $1,500 in your own expenses. And so it's a huge, huge issue for us nowadays.
How does somebody protect themselves from identity theft, especially the older generation, which I think is probably more trusting and less discerning about these kind of things?
Right, you almost have to be paranoid. You have to watch everything that you do. When you get your checks, don't put your full name on there, maybe use your initials, so that way if someone steals your checkbook, they won't be signing your name. Keep a minimum number of credit cards. The more credit cards you have, the more likely they're going to be to steal it. When you're paying your credit card bill with the check, don't write the full credit card number on the check itself. As you get stuff shredded, shred everything that you have. And you have to be careful, because it's like people are watching over your shoulder. You could be on a phone, and someone could be overhearing you, or they can be stealing it through your phone, taking pictures of it.
Final 30 seconds. If your stuff is stolen, then what do you do?
Well, then you report it right away and you go to the credit agencies. The trick is take photocopies of everything that you have so that we have the phone numbers. The sooner, it's 18 months the average person discovers that their identity theft has been stolen. The sooner you find out, the better, and the less likely you'll be liable for all the different charges.
She's a superhero. What would we do without you? No cape or tights, but that's okay. Anyway, thanks to Audrey. When we come back, some national events, and we're going to revisit some of the comments of the opening part of the broadcast in which Ron Klink joined us. That and more when we get back on this week's edition of The Front Page.